Is there a sort of rise that you're seeing in sort of the bands with the masks becoming more popular?
Yeah, so much. There's so many when you think about it. But I have to say, like, Sleep Token is the one that has taken me by surprise. I mean, it's insane how big it's become. And I have to say, even from a plugger's point of view, I emailed the manager to say, who is plugging this band? Because I needed to know. I needed to know who did this because I was totally amazed. I mean, props to that plugger. I mean, like, Emergence is 6 minutes long. It got on the Radio 1 playlist. I was totally shocked when I saw that. I was like, what? Because as a plugger, you think this is kind of giving you a new challenge because if a 6-minute song can get on the Radio 1 playlist, then you have no excuse for all the other, masked band or long singles, because you always think, okay, the single needs to be 3 minutes long, 3:30. This is the format. But actually, I mean, Sleep Token have broken all the rules. So even though like Radio 1, when they play it, they cut it halfway through. I don't know if you noticed, they never play the whole thing. It's still amazing, that they managed to do that. So
Does that make it more difficult for you with people being like, well, they did it for these,
oh
no?
my God, yes. I used to be able to use Sleep Token as a great example. I used to be like, well, see, Sleep Token, they're massive and they're not on the Radio 1 playlist. It doesn't always equate to getting a Radio 1 playlist. And now I can't say that anymore.
I think you guys got President.
Yes. For radio, yes.
Is that a different process when you can't say who's involved, or is it actually easier because there's like mysterious intrigue?
No, it's difficult because you can't do as much. So for example, around download, I could have gotten a Radio 1 interview, but they're only doing email interview at the moment. So, they've even offered to do a voice changer. But at the moment we can't do that.
The band offered to do the voice changer, or
No,
the
Radio 1
right.
offered. And so so I think that's limiting, but it's also exciting because everyone's trying to guess who it is, and I'm getting a lot of messages saying, oh, is it so and so, is it so and so, so it's quite exciting.
When they do decide to do voice changer or whatever it is that they're willing to do, will that just make it really easy to get everything you want?
I think it will make it easier for sure. I mean, it's still very difficult to sell something without saying who it is. I think that maybe I think it works both ways. I think that the exciting part, definitely has generated interest, but it's also making it extra difficult.
Have there been any sort of examples of weird requests that bands have wanted?
You mean for radio?
Yeah, just strange things or unusual things that you...
Well, I mean, the one thing I can think of is that unrealistic expectations. That's definitely one thing. Like, when this is so frustrating, when teams tell you, oh, how about Radio 1 playlist? And you don't know how to say this without offending them, but saying, have you listened to what they play? Like, have you heard what's on the radio? Like, I think that the weirdest thing is unrealistic expectations,